This is the most charismatic imam in the world, maybe, but certainly in the country, in my experience. People know you all over the world, actually, certainly all over the country. It's great to be here. Salam alaikum. You know, it's just so nice to see so many friends, it's an honor to be able to break fast with you, to celebrate Ramadan at such an all-inclusive iftar dinner, isn't it, Tom? Tom's always makes sure that I show up. We've got a lot of issues going on the Hill. I've been trying to close down Guantanamo and do a number of things. I'm determined to close down Guantanamo. I never should have been erected in the first place because it was intended to be outside the law. What the keys? Those are the keys to Guantanamo?
How was your visit to Guantanamo?
Well, the visit, I just got back Friday. It was a very interesting visit. There are 166 people there. 86 of them have already been released but transferred, and yet we don't transfer them. While we were there, we were able to get 2 Algerians released to their country of origin. But there's so many that ought to be back with their families. There are 42 of them are being force fed. And the reason is they have no hope. No hope for the future. They haven't seen their families. They haven't been charged with anything. Of the 779 people that were brought there 12 years ago, 86% were turned in for a bounty, and the majority of them had never been involved in hostile actions against the U.S. or any of our allies. They never, ever should have been put there. They were put there to escape the law so that there would not be equal justice under the law for them. And it's just wrong. And, you know, I'm afraid that some of it was this Islamophobia they talk about. It's just wrong. It's discriminatory. Now, 6 years ago, there were 15 of them brought there. Those guys are actually bad guys. I have to tell you, they were the manipulators. You know, they funded 9/11, they were involved in the coal bombing and so on. But it's interesting. I shouldn't go on so much, but you're the one that asked me, Iman. So, no, you're not the one, but the guy that asked me, where'd you go? Well, oh, there you go. So, you're a troublemaker. But let me tell you about something.
Being engaged with the community and being transparent with the community, that's great. Because, I mean, the community, Americans, are not concerned about this, Congressman.
They should be. Every American should be concerned, because the reason we're here is that we believe that everyone is entitled to equal justice under law. That's what our Fairfax County Police believe. That's what our Fairfax County government believes. That's what makes our country function. That's right. And when we don't apply those laws, our country doesn't function. But I'll just give you a little insight. This is going to be controversial, but listen, I was fascinated. 150 of the people that were brought there 12 years ago, they're in 2 camps, number 5 and 6. If they behave themselves, they get to live in a communal setting. If they don't, they punish them. I'm not going to get into all that, but they haven't been charged. They haven't been charged, so they can't be convicted. They can't even defend themselves if you're not charged with anything. But they are observing Ramadan. They fast all day long. They read the Quran and they read other books. They read a lot of books. And for the vast majority, they're very well behaved. They just haven't been charged, and they have no hope to see their families, and that's what's going to change. But it's interesting. Now, this is going to cause a little consternation, Imam, but, you know, this guy's been known to be provocative. So there's 15 of them. Actually, then they added another one, so it's a total of 16 that are kept in a different camp. We went to that camp, solitary confinement. And some of them are the worst of the worst. But it's interesting, they're not observing Ramadan. They don't fast during the day. They haven't even asked, most of them, to read the Quran. You know what they asked for? And this is the truth. This is what I was told by the people at the camp. You know what their most popular book is? 50 Shades of Grey. Now, this is disgusting. So contrary to what we believe. But these were the manipulators. You've got 150 young men who were trying to do the right thing, never, ever should have been imprisoned. You've got some other folks that manipulated them, that profess to, you know what's right and so on. They don't know what's right. What's right is what you are doing. You're raising your families, you're working hard, you're being observant. You believe in the principles of the Islamic faith, which basically says that you're subservient to the Almighty, you share the benefits of life with others, you're charitable, you respect human life, and because of those principles, you are our neighbors, and we are extraordinarily fortunate that this is a neighborhood. You are American Muslims, and this is a community, and you have leadership that understands what matters. And that's why, you know, Penny and Alfonso and our officers and Maria, we are really privileged to be included here tonight. This is a big deal for us, to be part of your community. But we're not going to let manipulators, we're not going to let people who are all about violence and death and destruction interfere with this. We're about building communities, we're about loving our family, we're about respecting our mutual faiths, we're about the future. This community has a tremendous future, and at least every one of you I know, I've heard about your children, because that's what matters. It's about the future. And a generation from now, you know, your children are going to be having an even better life than you did. And that's our mutual objective. We're going to make this work. And this country, even though in some ways, at least in some parts of the country, it's been discriminatory, because of people like you, in a generation, your children aren't going to be discriminated against.
That's right. That's right.
We're not going to let it happen, because this is your country, and it's their country, and it's their future. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you.